Welcome back to Readability. If you didn't know already, this is a kid podcast that's all about reading. Don't know a good book to read? Visit Readability and I'll help you out. Every Saturday, I'll either read, review, or recommend different books just for you. Lay back and listen to this week's episode. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to another episode of Readability. This week I want to prepare myself for the upcoming, not really, but you know what I mean, Season 2 of Shadow and Bone on Netflix. If you don't know, Shadow and Bone is a Netflix original series that is based off of, mostly, the YA fantasy book series Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, with characters from the spin-off Six of Crows by the same author. In my opinion, and based off of what I've seen from other book-to-screen adaptations like Percy Jackson, this series was a very, very good adaptation of the books and was very true to the series and the characters. And as they've not so recently announced Season 2, I wanted to share my thoughts on what I would want to see in the second edition. There will be spoilers for the entire Grishaverse series up to Crooked Kingdom because I've not read King of Scars, that duology yet. So, spoilers ahead for the Grishaverse series. Just get yourself prepared. Let's talk about the new characters that are going to be introduced in this season. It's been pretty much confirmed by Leigh that Wylan Van Eck and Nikolai Landstuff are going to be in this season too. So that comes with a lot of expectations as they are very lovable characters. Also, forgot to mention this, but there is a good possibility that Tolia and Tamar, the two Heartrender twins, are going to be in Season 2, but it hasn't, from my knowledge, it hasn't been confirmed, so we'll see. But these two are the most popular and has kind of been confirmed. Wylan and Nikolai are the two of the most popular characters in this series, so if they're messed up, people will not be happy. If you don't know, Wylan is Jesper's love interest in Six of Crows, and Nikolai is the prince/pirate that is first introduced in Season Storm, the second book to the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I feel like the introduction to the main trio of Six of Crows, Kaz, Jesper, and Inej, were really, really good and true to their character. So I don't doubt that we'll get a good introduction to them. By them, I mean Wylan and Nikolai, obviously, if you know what I mean. I saw this comment about how Nikolai, also known as Sturmholm when you first meet him, the privateer, will come down swinging on a rope, which would be amazing, and very Nikolai, because he's very confident, that's all I'm gonna say. And that's how we first meet him, as Sturmhond. It's the perfect character introduction. And that's really something we need from him. For Wylan, however, I don't really know. I mean, in Six of Crows, when he's first introduced, he's just there. You know? He's a really, really wholesome character who also deals with, bombs and stuff like that. And also can't read and plays the flute, so let's hope this introduction's good. I'm just so excited to see them come to screen. I'm really curious to see who they're gonna cast. That's what I'm really nervous for. I'm really hoping they get these two right. I mean, is it really that hard to get a curly-haired redhead and a blonde prince? I mean, not really. This next one I'm actually genuinely curious about. What is the plot of Season 2 going to be about? I mean, the end of Season 1 sets up the beginning of Six of Crows perfectly. If you don't know, Matthias is in the prison because Nina did the whole slave thing, and Nina desperately wants to get him out despite him hating her because there's a little miscommunication. Jesper, Inej, and Kaz are on all good terms, and they're looking for a demo man. But also, in the beginning of Six of Crows, Kaz, knows Nina. That's, the only thing that's, not that accurate, but I mean, it's perfect. But we're obviously going to continue the plotline of Season Storm. So how are we going to incorporate the Ice Court mission with getting the next amplifier? Are the crows going to help Alina, in Mao? I don't know how, the amplifier, what if the reason they go to the ice core is to get the second amplifier, even though that wouldn't really make much sense of why it's there? I'm kind of concerned of how the plotline's going to be, but once again, I'm putting my faith into Netflix. Let's hope that. Also, Lee Bardugo is going to be there helping. I would hope. I think she did for season 1, so it might turn out well. So, unlike the book version, Mal and Alina did not kiss in the first season. They were supposed to kiss when she was holding her hand and there was light and they were in this cave and they were huddled up in the cold, if you know what I mean. Even though it was expected they would, because they definitely did in the book, and it was really, really fast. But what does this mean for season 2? They definitely got closer by the end of season 1 with some, fighting and drama. So, actually, wait. No, they didn't really have that much drama in season 1. I guess in the book, it was just their relationship was too much of a roller coaster. I don't know. Anyways, this kind of means that we'll be getting Melina moments in the second installment. Listen, it's not like I don't like them together, because in the show their relationship is so much better. Mal is actually likable in the show, so props to the writers and actor who plays him. I'm still just not interested in their relationship that much. So I hope I come to like them together more in the second season, because they're obviously the better couple than Alina and the Darkling, unless Netflix does a little switcheroo and Alina does actually end up with the Darkling. Don't think she will. Don't think they're willing to do that, but it would make a much more interesting series. Sorry, but it would. Okay, so now for the important stuff. Kaz and Nej's relationship. Now, this is important. If you read the books, you know that these two have a very complicated, restricted, relationship. So, are we going to get the bathroom scene in this season? Highly doubt it, as that's in Crooked Kingdom, and that's the second book in the Six of Crows duology, and we're only on the second book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, so don't think that's going to happen. There are definitely some expectations when it comes to Nej not touching Kaz, all that stuff. Please, Netflix, don't make them kiss. Just don't. It would make everyone angry. There is obvious trauma. So, speaking of trauma, I was actually thinking about this while I was watching the series, but we didn't really get to see much or any of the Crows' backstories. Kaz with Geordie, his brother, dying, and Nej with the menagerie, Jesper with his mom, even Nina's backstory. I would love to see a more in-depth explanation of what happened. Can we finally reveal why Kaz has a cane and gloves? Because that's a really interesting story. Also, do you think we're ever going to reveal Jesper being Grisha? That was revealed in Crooked Kingdom, right? But it's actually a pretty important... Is it an important detail? I would say it is an important detail to include. So yeah, these kinds of things I was expecting to see but never did. And I would assume by the second season, they would explain, why Kaz always has his glove on. You know what I mean? I think it would become more important as the series progresses. And that's a wrap for today. This was fun because I am now more excited to see what is going to happen in a season 2 of Shadow and Bone. I trust Netflix because season 1 was amazing. The ending was the perfect cliffhanger. I can't wait. Maybe I should reread the entire series before the next season comes out. That would be fun. Also, during last week, it was my birthday, so I got some books, and I might talk about that next episode. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Readability. I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye. Keep reading, folks. Bye-bye.